Hello everyone, my name is Kieran here and welcome to the Pregnancy Coach. Today we're going to start our second vlog of what we're going to begin every single week with a different topic, and we're going to try and make it as relevant to what people need to know and from the experts, what they're teaching us and educating us for the information that we can pass on to you. Okay, so today our first guest is going to be Rebecca. Rebecca, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everybody, I'm Rebecca Donnell. Originally from Donnell, obviously, but I live over in Liverpool at the minute and I work over there as a midwife, so I've been qualified for about a year and a half now. Went over there and did my training and stuff, and I'm working full time in a trust over there. Yeah, and I seen Kieran's post on Facebook about the pregnancy coach and I was absolutely like buzzing off it. I think, you know, it's such a niche thing that he's doing at the minute, but it's so important. And I got in contact with Kieran and just said, you know, can I come down, see the facilities, have a chat with you, see what you're doing, do you know, because I just think it's something that's really important and I'm very passionate about it.
So as you just heard, Rebecca is hands-on. She's seen a lot of pros and cons, so all the information that we get today is going to be very valuable, and hopefully we can pass it on to our members here at the Pregnancy Coach and for anyone who wants to listen, to give them a much better experience during their pregnancy and also the recovery period. Okay, so we're going to start asking the questions next, and we're going to see the experience that Rebecca has and what she can offer us and what she can educate the people who are going into labour based on our first question. The first question is going to be, Rebecca, what is your most popular thing that you see during labour? What is your best experience to give?
The most popular thing that I see at the minute is ladies coming into labour ward and they're scared. You know, I see a lot of fear, like within the culture. You know, these pregnant women are coming in and when they are labouring, I think they've got a big disconnect from their body and what's happening, especially first time women coming into the service. I think they just don't know what to expect. Like, it's the fear of the unknown, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know, if they've had no education prior or any sort of insight to, you know, mindfulness or, you know, relaxation, any sort of yoga, they don't really understand, you know, the power of breathing slowly, breathing deeply, calming the mind and stuff. So for me, I would be very like proactive about getting these women who come in to, you know, think about their breath, you know, do a little bit with them. Like, I've done my hypnobirthing and just talk about the breath and how important that is. Like, that's your life source, like, use it, you know, it will fuel your body, you know, kind of thing.
And if you think, do you think breathing, if you complete your breathing, you're in control of your pregnancy?
I think it can have a great influence on keeping you calm, do you know what I mean? But I think you can't just have your breathing. I think it's about, you know, all the feelings that you're feeling in your body, the pain, you know, you don't even need to call it pain, it's just an experience, isn't it? You know, think of it that way. I always say to the women when they come in, don't call it a pain, you can call it a contraction if you want or whatever, but just see it as an experience. Your body's experiencing something. It's like a wave. You know, it's like the sea. Imagine you have your peak and your troughs, and then you will get a break in between.
Your life is going to be much richer in a different way, so people need to stop thinking about what if, rather than what can happen, what is happening, and being present in the moment. A lot of people are influenced by social media, so they always think, oh, C-sections, I don't want a C-section, or they're always feared of my family. Can you tell us a lot more about that?
So I see a lot of ladies who come in and, you know, their mums have told them about their experiences, or they've got, you know, a friendship group and their friends have told them, oh, I had this happen to me, and they put the fear of God into them, do you know, and it's not fair in a sense. We should be creating a culture around birth that's positive. You know, you're not sick, you know what I mean? You can't become sick, but it's the most natural thing that us women were meant to do. So we should have a positive culture towards it. We should be cultivating something that's more positive towards birth, rather than, you know, having that whole like fear stigma surrounding it. And I think it's all about education, you know, having that prenatal, antenatal education. Do you know, women can, you know, empower themselves. We want to empower women, don't we? You know, this is what we're looking to do. We want to empower them for birth and for motherhood. You know, it's a massive change in their life.
And do you think this is coming from uneducation?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Uneducated in what sense? Uneducated from themselves, or uneducated from outside sources actually trying to help people? They give them a better experience. They're trying to help them. They give them the value that they deserve.
I think you need to look at it like, don't take advice from someone you wouldn't swap places with. Do you know what I mean? You need to be looking towards the professionals, like myself, like you, do you know, who have the evidence-based research, you know, who can well inform these women do you ensure that they're doing things safely? Do you know, rather than taking advice from someone who probably means well, but you know, their advice isn't the most appropriate to the most helpful. They're covering
their backs also, so they're like, do this here, but don't do it fully.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think of other things I see. I see a lot of women, you know, along with the fear becomes like, how can I take this pain away? Do you know, and you see those ladies with epidurals, and you know, I think it's because they're experiencing a pain that they haven't felt before, and it's a fear, you know, and they get the epidurals and it just completely wipes away their mobility. You know, they've got no mobility in labour, and it's so important for baby to move down the birth canal, to be mobile, upright, to be changing your positions. You know, it's so important. And I see a lot of ladies as well who enter the services and they come in labour and their baby's back goes on their back, and that kills, you know, their back and it's an agony. But women like now are just supine all the time. So many ladies are just sitting down everywhere.
It comes over into society, constantly sitting, constantly resting, legs crossed, short the birth canal, shifting the pelvis, and just putting the baby's weight down to your left hand side, into your back, into your pelvis.
And these babies are comfortable in these positions. They've got long labours because this baby doesn't want to move out of this position. It's been comfortable in for 3-4 months, you know, once its baby's head's engaged. So, you know, even educating them that, you know, walking, you know, saying to them, you know, get out, get yourself out walking, you know, this is all going to help you in labour, you wouldn't believe it, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to have that long, laborious labour, you know, for yourself. There's things that you can do now to maybe ensure or, you know, protect yourself kind of thing, you know, and make sure that you get the best birth experience.
So trying to get across now this taboo effect of you actually can exercise, you actually can move, like moving around, you're not going to harm the baby. By being sensible and by being honest with yourself. If you do something rational, of course you will, but that all comes from the service that you get and the people that you trust.
I think people are scared of that, but like, if I'm exercising, I'm going to hurt the baby. Baby is so well protected in the environment that we create for them, so it's really unlikely, you know, that could happen. And if anything, you should be, you know, moving your body and exercising. It's all about like, the placenta's there, isn't it? It's an organ that is grown to provide all the nutrients and everything to your baby, and if you're well oxygenated, your placenta will then be well oxygenated, and that's going to help with baby's growth. You know, all things like that.
I had one today that people say, oh, I can't raise my arms above my head, or I can't push weights above my head because the placenta, they think the umbilical cord is going to wrap around the baby's neck, but the placenta is only attached to the umbilicus, so it's not even nowhere near the neck, so people just uneducated, and they're still reading off social media and Google. So there's things that they have to be educated on, so hopefully with their services and my service we can help. Okay, Rebecca, so how important do you think a pregnancy health program is during pregnancy and recovery? Because as you know, nowadays a lot of people are sick during their pregnancy experience. They have preeclampsia, diabetes, overweight, underweight, baby's underweight, baby's overweight. So what's your experience and what's your advice on this?
My experience so far, Kieran, is seeing ladies, you know, who are entering the services with raised BMIs, you know, and they're coming in and their BMI booking could be 35, 40, and that's not normal. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think it's normal in today's people cliche it as
normal? I think, you know, it's got to the point now where you know, we're in an obesity epidemic, you know, as a whole. Do you know what I mean? And these ladies are, you know, coming to receive care that are overweight. And it can be, you know, a bitter pill to swallow for them, but it's about being honest, and we're only wanting to look after them, their health and their baby's health as well. You know, as you said, like, they're sick, so along with being overweight, you have the risk of preeclampsia, you increase your risk of gestational diabetes, you increase your risk of having a smaller baby. It's so difficult to scan, do you know what I mean? And these ultrasound scans, is your baby's weight correct? It's so difficult to tell, you know, and then it's so important that we need to know baby's getting on okay inside, because we need to look at introducing you earlier, you know, things like that. It's so important. So my experience is seeing these larger ladies, you know, entering the services, and at booking their weight is quite significant, and then they're going to put on a little bit more weight in pregnancy, because that's what happens to the body, isn't it?
How important do you think an exercise regime is in terms of baby's health and fetus baby's health?
I think antenatally it's brilliant to look at having some sort of program, and there's been, you know, recent evidence has been released, you know, by the Royal College of Obstetrics and Gynecology, and they're saying if you're already active anyway, if you're an active person and you've you know, trained for a few years and whatever, whatever, then maybe consult advice from a professional and continue. See if your plan just needs to be changed a little so it's a bit more safe or whatever. But if you are starting from the very start and you are a bit overweight and you don't know what you're doing, then you need to consult a professional. And you need to start from the basics, get your steps up, look at your nutrition, increase your water, drink more water, get out in the fresh air. It's not about going in and smashing a gym workout first time around, especially if you're overweight. It's about coming to someone like yourself.
It's looking at the bigger picture, internal health and external health. So even that release of happiness or endorphins of there's people here I can speak to, I can have a laugh with, get away from the factors they may have at home. Come here, exercise, which is a massive boost. Releasing endorphins, as I said, creating that healthy environment for yourself and for the baby to grow in, which is most important. And everyone wants, oh, I want a healthy baby. That's one of the biggest goals. But a healthy baby comes from a healthy mother. So I try and push towards that. Don't be worried about your baby. If you can look after yourself, that will have a higher chance of getting your goals.
Yeah, definitely. And me and you've been talking now for a wee bit about the physical part of it, but the mental part of it as well. Mental health now it's been such a taboo subject for so long, and people are so scared to address it. And when you're exercising and when you're feeling good about your body, it affects your mind as well so much. Like, it's unbelievable. Once you start practicing mindfulness or yoga and you're starting to understand your body, your mind just follows. But you need to put those things into place. It just doesn't happen. You're not just happy, are you? You have to have these coping mechanisms, and you need to, introduce things that are going to make you that more positive person. And if your mind's healthy, your body is. Like, you could you could look great, you could have a six-pack or whatever, you could have the best glutes going, but you're not healthy on the inside if your mind's not right. Do you know what I mean? So I can't emphasise enough how much pregnant women would get out of doing a wee bit of exercise, how that's going to really affect them, their confidence, how they feel inside. They're going to, feel better in their pregnancy, because it can take its toll on you. It's, it's a process that's quite draining for some women. And if you're exercising, you can, as you said, release those endorphins. You're feeling more energetic. You might be up for doing more things. And some ladies, will feel really isolated once they become pregnant, don't they? If they've got a friend group who are all single, or they're all going out, or they finish work, don't they go on maternity leave. Where's your people there? Do you know what I mean? And if you've got like this centre here, a community, you feel so well supported.
So from a woman's point of view, how important do you think it is to have a venue like this where it's only your group, only people like yourselves, rather than going to another place, or isolating yourself, as you said?
I think when you're in a community and stuff, you can really express yourself once you feel like you can trust those people. You might come in initially and you might have seen it yourself if you've got a group who came in here who don't know each other, and people are on their phones, aren't they? And people avoid contact, like communicating with people. But years and years and years ago, when we were like bloody cavemen, we were in groups, weren't we? That's why we survived. Our survival came from being in groups and going out and hunting. And it sounds mad like talking about stuff like that, but we survived in groups. So I think it's so important. It really is.
Rebecca, what is your best advice for a woman trying to prepare for labour, either the first month, second month, or right through their 9 months throughout their journey?
So I think, accessing a service like this, Kieran, but there's not anything really like this. When I initially seen your post on Facebook, I thought, I haven't seen anything like this over in England, or really heard of anything like this. It's so niche. So I think if women have this on their doorstep, how great would it be to access a service like this and educate yourself and start, creating those stepping stones that you need to make your birth, as great as it can be. It's got so much potential, access the services that are now available to you, But another thing is, getting the partners involved. When I was a student midwife, it was like a study day, and they were talking about how we could get the men involved in the women's labours and births, because men just kind of go into the corner, they go quite introvert, and men, naturally want to help and cure and fix, don't they? You want to fix things all the time, so it's so difficult for men as well, seeing their loved one in pain. So maybe if we could approach it from that standpoint as well, getting the men involved too. I know that this is solely for women and things, but saying to the men, giving the men some things that they could be saying to the woman, to make the woman think in their heads while they're in labour, all right, he said that to me, now I can calm down. Sometimes I would say to the men, touch, you know, doing something as simple as like wiping her brow or, you know, tying her hair up for her, or just that wee, you know, that little encourage and touch, you know,
Do you
in
think
labour.
this is a build-up like they can be practicing at home? Like they can let people know, or partner know before they go to labour, I would like you to do this for me, rather than trying to be strong, be empowered, not asking for help. Do you think it's something that they just need to sit down and talk about?
And talk about, definitely. It's communicating that. The woman needs to communicate her fears to her partner. You know, what is she scared of? You know, why would she not speak to him about that? Because he's going to be the one who could be an advocate for her when she is in labour, and she might be, you know, so distraught, or, you know, she's not thinking straight, but she knows that she's got him who can be her voice if she is, you know, feeling that lack of empowerment, if she's struggling. Do you know what I mean? I think it's so important to have that conversation, and, you know, set those little coping mechanisms in place, because you'd be going onto the labour ward then and you'd feel good because you think, right, he's got my back. If I need anything, this is what we're going to do. These are the type of words of encouragement I want to hear. He knows when I'm struggling. You know, I think that's a really great way to prepare.
So
you
a
know.
plan that they sit down and they discuss is one of the most important things for a smoother labour, for external factors, rather than just sitting there and guessing game and being, as I say, number one fear, unknown again.
Yeah, because these men go on blindsided as well. They're going on blind, they've never experienced this. You know, if it's the first baby, you know, second or third, they might feel a little bit more comfortable. But it's about communicating with a midwife as well. And, you know, it's about our body language as professionals. You know, I always think about when I go and do work, that could be my little sister that I'm looking after. You need to treat that person with respect and dignity, but you need to let that person know that you've got their back as well. So it's teamwork, isn't it? It's, you know, having that, and it's great if women were to be able to build relationships with their midwives as well. You know, there's nothing more. I get so much satisfaction out of meeting couples and you know, and watching them become parents and watching them have babies. It is such a privilege to be part of that experience, and I think as a group we should all be communicating a lot more than what we are.
And do you see a big gap between midwives and pregnant women? Do you think there should be like a pregnancy coach on the piece, actually expressing different feelings, passing information on?
Yeah, I do. I think, you know, as you said, like having some sort of middle person who is coming from a place, you know, who is well educated, but so we as midwives sometimes practice out of fear. You know, there's the fear of litigation and stuff, so, you know, sometimes we're trying to cover our own back. So to have like a mediator like yourself in between and the mix would be really good to ground us as well as midwives, so that we can remember, right, this woman is at the forefront of our care. It shouldn't be about what does Midwife leader think, or, you know, are my notes up to date. It's all about your care, you know, and you could probably bring us back down to that, you know, the realisation point of, right, she's at the forefront, we need to empower her. It's all about her, it's about woman's choice, it's about continuity of care, you know, things like that would be great.
Rebecca, how important do you think a postnatal health programme is in terms of next pregnancies, your future pregnancies, or in terms of optimal health, getting your body back to a safe and controlled environment?
I think it is really important here for ladies to access, you know, the service if it's available to them. A lot of women who are uneducated don't realise the things that can happen in labour. Sometimes, you know, in an emergency situation, cesarean section, you may have to have an episiotomy, which is cutting the perineal muscle to expedite delivery. You have the the abdominal muscles that can, you know, separate in pregnancy as the baby grows in the abdomen. It grows as well. So women don't, you know, think about this. I don't think it's up to us to kind of educate them about that, and it's important for them then to know that they can access services to repair these muscles, to make sure that they are cultivating a safe and controlled environment, you know, following delivery. And it can be difficult. You've got a newborn baby. People don't know where to start, do they? So it's about, you know, knowing that there's something there that they can go and do. In the NHS, there's nothing offered to women in terms of like a physiotherapist referral, or any kind of follow-up, you know, after they've had a baby, just for the general woman. Even if she's had, you know, a normal birth, she might have needed a little bit of stitches, you know, afterwards with the perineum, but, you know, them women should be followed up, everyone should be followed up. We need to look after them.
A lot of uneducation, or actually false education. They're following different things like 6 weeks, C-section, no C-section, you can return to exercise, you can't return to exercise. A lot of people is guessing, and a lot of people don't actually want to take that time and rehabilitate the trauma that their body has been through.
Definitely. There's no standardisation of it, is there? There's no good advice, solid, concrete advice. We're not all singing from the same hymn sheet. Do you know when we need to start doing that?
Of course,
you know?
yes. And how important do you think external factors is for rehabilitation, like actually asking for help and saying, will you look after that child today? I'm going to go have some time for me in my rehabilitation process.
Like as you said before, it's about dropping your ego, you know, bring yourself down a wee bit, you know, you are only human. We can be too tough on ourselves. You know, if you've got a good support system, use your partner, you know, as you said, can you look after the baby for a bit? I'm going to go to the pregnancy coach, come and do a wee class with yourself, you know, go out with your friends, go out walking, you know, stuff like that, you know, they cultivate a really positive environment, you know, following delivery, and we talk about the physical health, but it's all about the mental too, isn't it? They go hand in hand. It's so important, you know, that we're looking after these ladies mentally as well. Postnatal depression's on the rise, and unfortunately it's not being spoken enough, you know, about. And if you've got trauma to your body, that can affect how you get on in day-to-day life. As you said, are we going to see loads of women when they're in their 50s with prolapses, incontinence? Are they going to have girls who are having hysterectomies, you know, when they're only like 40, you know, because they haven't looked after their body?
But this also, I think, it's a fear for women that they don't want to say, oh, I think I've got something wrong down here, because whenever they have pelvic organ prolapse, they think it's a bit heavier in their balls, but they don't want to speak it. They want to be tough and just don't go to doctors. They're scared, they're embarrassed.
That's the thing that I see as well. You know, people are embarrassed. Sometimes ladies don't want you to. They don't want to ask you, or we have a look at my stitches. But we, you know, like down below, we need to. You know, we're the ones. I'm a professional. I'm trained in this profession. I know if I look at your down below parts, if that's right or wrong. It's so important, and like women need to know that it's not uncomfortable for us. We see it every day. Do you know what I mean? From my standpoint, anyway, I see it every day. It's nothing unnatural to me, you know. And if I knew that I could help that one woman, or you know, refer that woman then to a physiotherapist, even if it's a few months down the line, and this woman's struggling. If you've got pain a year and a half, 2 years later, that's not right.
Just having that confidence and trust in someone saying, "Can you have a look, please? I think I've got an issue." And then later on, you can progress on to whatever you want to do.
And even if they're in a group like this, you know, here, and they're talking in a group and they feel comfortable, women probably don't realise that everyone's experiencing the same thing. Do you know, it's until you talk about it.
They'll learn more off each other.
Happened to me.
So they can pass on their experiences.